I'm standing here in Hollywood Cemetery in Richmond, Virginia. This place is full of memories and monuments to loved ones who are lost. Friends who mourned in these places and on this spot the loss of a loved one. Jesus predicted his own death. Probably no one represented here in this graveside predicted their own death. Yet Matthew records the words of Jesus before he died. It says this in Matthew 20, "Then they will hand me over to the Romans to be mocked, flogged with a whip, and crucified. But on the third day, I will be raised from the dead." Tomorrow, we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus. But today is Saturday. Today, his body was in a grave, and his loved ones were mourning the loss. His followers were mourning more than that. Their entire purpose was questioned. They were full of questions. What would we do now that our leader is gone? Would this mean the end of everything that we worked for, even were willing to give our lives to? And now he's gone. Those who opposed Jesus were worried that his followers might steal his body and claim a resurrection. So they insisted to the government leaders that there be layers of security. First, they would come and inspect the grave to be sure that the contents were truly there. Then they would roll a huge stone across the tomb, almost impossible for anyone to move. And then Roman soldiers would stand guard just outside that tomb. No one could claim that Jesus was taken or stolen. I can only imagine how his family felt, his brothers, his mother and father, who parented him here on earth, Mary, who watched her son be crucified. And now, to add pain to their sorrow, the leaders of the government were making sure and insisting upon these guards and extra security, insinuating that somehow there would be foul play involved and there would be false claims made about their son or their brother. With the body of Christ sealed in a tomb, his followers were left with nothing but grief. The purpose they had once felt inside them, driving them at any cost, was now questioned. What was it for? What was it all about? Today was Saturday. There was no miracle to be had, no one to be healed, no sight to be restored, just the grief of those who loved him. And as they mourn, I wonder if perhaps they represent many of us who are stuck on Saturday. Maybe there's been an event in your life. Maybe you're mourning someone right now. Maybe you're grieving the loss of a dream. You never imagined that you'd be where you're at right now. You imagined far greater things and more purpose that would drive your life instead of what is driving you today. Maybe you're even worried about dreaming again, putting risk in play so that maybe you could see some dreams come true because you've seen them all taken away too many times. Because to you, it's still Saturday. There's no miracle waiting. No one to pick us up. Just grief. Jesus predicted that on the third day, he would rise again. I wonder if that resurrection represents more than the truth behind Jesus' claims. Anyone who predicts his own death and then predicts that he would raise again to new life and overcomes the grave certainly could overcome the grief in your life. If he really is who he said he was, if he really is alive, then maybe our dreams could be alive again. Maybe something that is dead in me could also live again. He is the God of resurrection. He is the Jesus who said that he would die, but 3 days later rise again, and not just made the promise, but he came through. Hundreds of people witnessed him after his resurrection. Jesus means more than a story. He is the resurrected life. He's not just the resurrected King, he's the one who has resurrected me. I hope that you'll join us tomorrow as we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus. We have several times of services available at 6:30 in the morning, 9:30, and 11:15. I hope to see you there.